Money operates on laws, not feelings, not luck, not timing. Laws. Invisible, unwritten, mechanical laws that reward the people who obey them and punish everyone else, automatically, without negotiation. And nobody taught them to you. Not in school, not at home, not at work. That is why most people are stuck on the wrong side of them their entire lives. I am going to name all 20. Every single one winners never break, and every single one broke people break daily without ever realizing. By the end of this video, you will see the machinery that has been running your bank account your entire life. Here is what you have to understand first. These 20 laws are not rules anyone can break. They are more like gravity. You do not get to disagree with gravity. You do not get to negotiate with gravity. You can refuse to believe in it, step off the ledge, and still fall. Money laws work the exact same way. The rich know them and align with them. The broke do not know them and get punished without ever knowing why. We are going to name every single one. Let's start with the one you are already breaking today. Law number 1, the law of the first dollar. The first dollar you earn today sets the behavior for every dollar that comes after it. If you spend it impulsively, you just told your brain that money is for impulse. If you save it reflexively, you just told your brain that money is for storage. If you invest it, you just told your brain that money is for multiplication. That first move becomes the default pattern, and defaults run silently for the rest of your life. Winners never break this law. They set the pattern on purpose. Losers set the pattern by accident and wonder why every paycheck disappears the same way. Law number 2, the law of the witness. Money grows when nobody is watching. Announce a deal and the deal slows. Advertise a win and the compounding stops. The market rewards builders, not broadcasters. Winners move quietly. Let the numbers stack and let the work be its own voice. Every premature announcement trims a percentage off the outcome. Every early brag recruits someone to copy you. Every status-driven post trades real growth for fake applause. Silence is a multiplier, always. Law number 3, the law of price signaling. Your price tells the world exactly who you believe you are. Set it too low, and you will be treated as cheap. Set it at your real value, and you will be treated at your real value. This law does not negotiate with politeness. Picture the conversation. You name your number, it comes out small. You watch the other person's face recalibrate in real time. In that single moment, they moved you from one category to another, and you will not get back for the rest of that conversation. One small number, said out loud, just rewrote the next 2 years of your life. Law number 4, the law of the second move. Your first move will fail, almost always. That is not the problem. Your second move is what decides the entire game. Winners build the second move before the first one lands. Losers treat the first failure as proof the game is broken and quit. The first move is the entry fee. The second move is the hand you actually play. Most people pay the entry fee, take one hit, and walk away from the table before the game even started. Quick pause. If the first 4 are landing, if you are catching yourself on the wrong side of any of them, my free wealth blueprint walks you through exactly how to align with the laws, step by step. Link below. 30 minutes, no fluff. Grab it while you are still thinking about it. Moving forward, the next one costs you more than any of the others. Law number 5, the law of speed. Being slow on a real opportunity costs more than being wrong on a small one. Every day you delay a decision, the price of the decision quietly climbs. Winners take imperfect action inside 24 hours. Losers take perfect action inside 6 months, and the window has already closed before they finish planning. The price of a bad move made fast is almost always smaller than the price of a good move made late. Every opportunity has an expiration date, and it is usually shorter than your deliberation. Law number 6, the law of the anchor. The first number dropped into any money conversation becomes the center of gravity. Every number after it orbits the first. The salary, the offer, the price, the investment amount. Whoever names the first number usually controls the outcome. Winners set the anchor calmly, first, without apology. Losers wait to hear what the other side is thinking and end up negotiating against gravity they did not set. Law number 7, the law of deserved income. You do not get paid what you ask for. You get paid what you can defend. Asking is cheap. Defending requires evidence, results, outcomes, receipts. Winners build the defense before the conversation. Losers walk in hoping the ask alone will be enough. The market does not negotiate with hope. It negotiates with evidence. Bring the evidence, or do not bring the ask. This is why some people double their income in a year, while others plateau for a decade. The plateau is always a defense problem, dressed up as a market problem. Law number 8, the law of the silent asset. An asset you announce is an asset you start losing. The business you post about attracts competitors. The investment you advertise attracts copycats. The house you brag about attracts 100 small taxes you did not see coming. Every broadcast trims a percentage off the compound. Winners let the asset grow in quiet. Losers let the ego run the net worth. Law number 9, the law of compound decisions. One decision made right, repeated for 10 years, beats 10 big decisions made loud and inconsistent. This is the one everybody underestimates. Your brain wants the dramatic pivot. The reality is boring repetition. The market pays the person who showed up Tuesday after Tuesday after Tuesday, not the one who made the big splash and disappeared. Compound interest does not care about your highlight reel. Compound interest wants your Tuesdays. But here is the one almost nobody sees. Law number 10, the law of reverse scarcity. Abundance attracts money. Desperation repels it. This looks unfair because it is. The person who does not need the deal always gets the better deal. The person who has to close this month closes for less every time. Winners move from sufficiency. Losers move from panic. The room can smell the difference, always, instantly. Short mention while we are here. The deeper work of aligning with these 20 laws happens inside my school community. It is called the 1% Club, school.com/VYBO. Real people rewiring this in real time. Jump in when you are ready. Back to the laws. Pause here, because this is where the whole video turns. Every law we just named and every law still coming has one quiet thing in common. They all operate mechanically. They do not check your intentions. They do not adjust for your background. They do not care about your story. They execute, which is actually the good news. Because mechanical laws can be learned. Mechanical laws can be aligned with. The people you call rich are not smarter than you. They are not luckier. They are simply aligned with the gravity of money. And for the next 12 minutes, you are about to be aligned too. Law number 11, the law of information. Asymmetry. Money flows toward sharper information, not toward harder work, not toward better intentions. Information. If two people work the same hours in the same market, the one with better information wins almost every time. Winners read, buy, and absorb the thing their competitors will not bother to. That gap is the entire spread. Most of what looks like luck in someone else's career was really a library. Law number 12, the law of the unpaid invoice. Every debt you let slide teaches the world to let yours slide. Every invoice a client forgets to pay is a lesson to every future client about how seriously you treat your own revenue. Winners collect with calm precision. Losers wince, avoid, and then wonder why people keep treating them as optional. The unspoken rule of every room you walk into is simple. The world respects your money at exactly the level you respect it. Not higher, not lower, exactly. Law number 13, the law of dead time. Energy spent defending what already happened is energy stolen from what could still happen. Litigating the past burns the fuel you need for the future. Winners extract the lesson. Then they burn yesterday. Losers reread yesterday for years and wonder why tomorrow never arrives. Defending the past is a tax on the future. Pay that tax as rarely as possible. Every hour spent explaining, justifying, or replaying an old loss is an hour someone else spent compounding. Law number 14, the law of the exit. Your last move in a deal or relationship sets the terms for the next 3. How you quit a job is read by the market. How you end a partnership is read by every future partner. How you close a deal is read by every future deal. Winners exit with grace and clarity. Losers exit with drama and pay for it in every room they walk into for years. The market has a very long memory for exits. Step back for a second. Look at the 14 laws we just covered. Notice what is missing. Nobody is handing you these. No teacher, no school, no job. That is the whole tragedy of the word unwritten. The laws that decide your financial life are the ones nobody bothers to teach you, which means nobody is coming to explain them, which means this video, right now, is the closest most people will ever get to the actual machinery. Sit with that for a second, then keep going. Law number 15, the law of visible effort. The effort that is performed always pays less than the effort that is measured. Being seen working is decoration. Being measured on outcomes is a paycheck. The loudest workers in any room are rarely the highest paid. Winners track results. Losers post progress. Output is the whole word. Everything else is costume. If your compensation is tied to how hard you look, you are already losing the game to someone quieter with cleaner numbers. Law number 16, the law of the ceiling. Your net worth stops at the edge of what you can psychologically handle owning, not what you can earn, not what you can invest, what you can own without feeling guilty, unsafe, or exposed. Winners raise the ceiling deliberately. Losers bump their heads against it for a lifetime and call it the economy. If you have ever received a large sum and watched it quietly evaporate in 6 months, that was not bad luck. That was the ceiling doing its job. Law number 17, the law of friction. The thing you should be doing is always the thing your brain puts the most resistance on. Resistance is a compass, not an obstacle. Winners learn to read resistance as a signpost pointing at the exact next move. Losers treat resistance as proof they should stop. The law is simple. Chase the friction. The friction is pointing at the paycheck. When you feel the internal pushback, do not interpret it as a warning. Interpret it as a map. Law number 18, the law of the observed variable. Anything you measure improves. Anything you ignore decays. This is mechanical. Measurement is attention. Attention is growth. Ignore your bank balance. It shrinks. Ignore your health. It erodes. Ignore your skill. It dulls. Winners measure what they want to grow. Losers measure nothing and wonder why everything drifts. Whatever you put a number on responds to you. Whatever you leave unnumbered fades quietly in the background. The next one explains every awkward money moment you have ever had. Law number 19, the law of energy transfer. Money flows toward the person who needs it least, not morally, mechanically. The person with no pressure, no urgency, no neediness in the deal is the one the deal bends toward. Winners train themselves to move without need. Losers leak need through every sentence, every pause, every micro-expression, and watch the money walk out of the room. Move as if you already have it. That posture alone rearranges the room. Need is the most expensive thing you can carry into a money conversation. Now the last one, because this is the law that runs underneath the other 19. Law number 20, the law of the compounding identity. Money follows who you consistently are, not what you occasionally do, not your best week, not your peak effort, not your aspirational version. The you that shows up Tuesday morning when nobody is watching. The you at 2 in the afternoon when motivation is gone. That is the version money tracks. That is the version wealth compounds around. The unwritten law of all unwritten laws is this: you are not paid for your potential. You are paid for your pattern. Change the pattern, and the other 19 laws start aligning with you. Keep the pattern, and none of them do. Your identity is the one variable the market cannot ignore. Stop negotiating with the 20 laws. Become the person the 20 laws already pay. Look at your life right now. Which laws are you already obeying? Which ones are you breaking without knowing? Pick 3. Write them down somewhere you will see tomorrow morning. Those 3 are the exit points, the places where money is walking out of your life right now, not dramatically, mechanically. And the moment you align with those 3, the gravity starts pulling toward you instead of away from you. That is how the machinery flips. The laws do not ask for your permission. They only ask for your alignment. Quick recap. First dollar, witness, price signaling. Second move, speed, anchor, deserved income, silent asset, compound decisions, reverse scarcity, information asymmetry, unpaid invoice, dead time, exit, visible effort, ceiling, friction, observed variable, energy transfer, compounding identity, 20 unwritten laws. Learn them, obey them, watch the machinery start working for you. And here is what sits underneath every law on this list: beliefs. 33 specific beliefs that are keeping you poor right now, running quietly in the background of your thinking, whether you know them or not. Name those beliefs, and the laws start bending toward you. That breakdown is next. Tap it and keep going.